Hi everyone, it's Jeff here from Avada. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at how to use the Avada Woo filter elements. By the end of this video you'll understand how to structure your shop and/or category pages so you can use filters and how to use all 6 Woo filter elements. If you find this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay up to date with all new Avada videos. Alright, let's jump in. I've imported the Avada car dealer pre-built here, and I'm on the inventory page, which is the assigned shop page for this site. I have added all 6 of the Woo filter elements into the layout, and they allow me to filter the car inventory by way of their categories and other product attributes. If you have a shop with a lot of products, this is a great way to let your users find what they are looking for. Okay, let's look at how this works. The Woo filter elements replace the equivalent WooCommerce widgets. These elements are designed to be used in layouts on product archive pages, including the shop page. So the way you have to build your shop page to take advantage of Woo filter elements is to make a conditional layout set to display on archives, product archives type, and optionally archives or product categories. Then you can add the postcard archives element into the content layout section in this layout. This would then work on the shop page and the product category pages. You can also just set the condition for the shop page using the Pages tab if you only want the filters on the shop page. So to show you all that, let's look closer at the car dealer pre-built here. If we look at Avada layouts, we can see there is a conditional layout called shop page, which is currently set to be used on product archive types. The shop content layout section here is where the filter elements have been placed. In this example, I also want the filters and the same layout on the product categories. And so here, with the layout called inventory categories, which is currently used for all product categories, I will delete that, and then I will go to the shop page layout conditions and then archives, and add that condition to the shop layout as well. Okay, so now let's close that and edit the shop content layout section to see the filter elements. Okay, so here we have a 2-column layout with the cars being displayed in the right-hand column with the postcard archive element. Remember, this must be used for the filters to work. Above the cars, we have the Woo active filters element and the Woo sorting element in a nested column. And on the left, we have a sticky column displaying the remainder of the Woo filter elements. If you can't see a live preview of these elements, head to the Taxonomy option tab and the Layout section tab. Ensure the View Dynamic Data As option is set to Archives and that the archive type is Product. Then just click Preview. The Woo filter elements are layout elements, and so if I go to add an element here, we can see it loads on the Layout Elements tab as we are on a Layout section. And you can see all the Woo layout elements, including the 6 Woo filter elements. Okay, let's start with the Woo active filters element. This element will only show on the front end when there are active filters, so regardless of the other filter elements you use, you will always want this one so users can clear the filters and return to seeing all products. If I edit this element, we can see that there are a range of general and design options to configure this how you want, including typography and color options. We won't go over each option individually on each element as most of the options are common to all filter elements, and it would also make this long video even longer. But the options here are simple and intuitive. One unique option for this element is the Show Clear All option, which enables users to clear all filters with one click. All these filter elements have an Extras tab as well where you can apply conditional rendering and animations. Okay, moving to the sticky column on the left, the next filter element is the Woo filter by category element. This was added in Avada 7.15.1 and of course allows users to filter by product categories. This is a taxonomy rather than an attribute, and there is a global option for this one to determine how it works. We will look at that a bit later. There are a considerable number of configuration options with this one. The first unique one is display type. You can show this as a list, a drop-down, or as I have here, a grid displaying the category thumbnails. Drop-down, for example, would be useful for a site with many categories. With grid or drop-down, you can also order by name or by category order, show children only and hide empty categories, and with list you get a few further options. There are also styling options on the Design tab which depend on which display type you have selected, but these are all pretty straightforward. So let's move on. Okay, if I edit the next element, the Woo filter by price element, we can see it has almost the same general options as the previous element, and just a few more design options to cover the styling of the handle and the position and styling of the button. Obviously on the front end, the range of the price filter will match the limits of the prices of your products. Following this is the Woo filter by brand element. This was new in Avada 7.14.3, so if you don't see it, it's likely time to update. Again, the options on the General tab are the same, but on the Design tab there are a few more unique options. But before we look at that, let's look at how these brands get into our products. If I go to the dashboard, under Products on the sidebar, we can choose Brands. This is where you add your brands, including the brand image. If I edit one, we can see the thumbnail option. By default, WooCommerce will add placeholders here, but instead I have uploaded images with a 3:1 ratio at 300 pixels on the longest length, but you can decide the ratio and size to suit your products and the filter area. Okay, so once you have your brands set up, let's look at the individual products. I'll just edit one. And here we can see a meta box in the right hand side column to select our brand for the specific product. That's it. So then back in the filter by brand element, on the Design tab we can style it. There's an option for the number of columns, and obviously changing that will change the size of the brand image. There's also a column gap option, as well as a brand thumb border size option. If you set a border size, you also get both thumb border color and thumb border radius options. I find it useful to have a border on this element, at least when active, as the user can then easily see which brand they have chosen. So I have set the default border to be color 4 with 90% opacity, and set the active and hover state to be color 4. Finally, we can choose to display brand names and account number under the thumbnail. I'm going to leave both of these off for my example. The next filter element is the Woo filter by attribute/brand element. This can be used multiple times in your filtering, as this element allows you to filter by any product attribute. And as of Avada 7.14.3 and up, you can also use this to filter by brand as well. Here, in the first instance of this element, it's pulling the color attribute from the products. For a full rundown on product attributes, please see the How to Use WooCommerce Attribute Swatches documentation and video linked below. Okay, another cool option which is on all of the Woo filter elements is the collapsible filter option. This allows users to collapse the filter by way of this small arrow, and if you want, it can even be collapsed on page load. A bit further down on the General tab is the Attribute option. This is where you pull the particular product attribute, and as we can see here, these products have both a color and a body type attribute, as well as the brands option here, which is not actually an attribute but a taxonomy. But we can also use this element to display the brands, but this time in a list, or via the next option, we can display them as a drop-down. I'll just set this back to a list and the color attribute. There are loads of design options on this element to give full control over layout, typography and colors. One of the only things I have changed here is to set the swatch width and height to 30 pixels down from the default of 60. Okay, let's look at the next instance of the Woo filter by attribute/brand element. Here it has been used for the body type attribute. Let's look at a couple more options here that we haven't yet covered. The display checkboxes option is really useful when you have the filtering set to Ajax on submit, which means the user can select multiple attributes and then click a button to activate the filtering. We'll have a quick look at that at the end, but see the Using Ajax Filtering with WooCommerce Products in Avada video for full details. Another important option is the query type. You will find this option only on the filter by attribute/brands element. Here, both instances of the element have it set to OR. The query type controls how multiple filter selections are combined when retrieving products. It only affects multiple values inside one attribute filter. By default, all the filter elements are set to AND, which means that filtered products would have to have value 1 and value 2, whereas if you set it to OR, they could have value 1 or value 2. Again, I'll show you an example when we get to the front end. The last Woo filter element is the Woo filter by rating element. This pulls existing ratings on products. So if I go to a product on the front end and look under reviews, we can see there is a rating of 5 stars left here for the BMW. So this filter will depend on ratings your users leave for the product and will not display if there are none. Again, the element is pretty straightforward and easy to configure. There are also some related global options, as I mentioned earlier, new in Avada 7.14.3 and 7.15.2, and these can be found under WooCommerce, General WooCommerce. Towards the bottom is an option for WooCommerce Ajax product filters. Here you can choose to use Ajax on submit or Ajax on change. This enables Ajax filtering, which means the filtering happens quickly without the page reloading. I have it set to Ajax on change, but you might choose Ajax on submit for a different user experience. There's also the WooCommerce Ajax category navigation, which can be left off or set to change page after Ajax or to filter on the page. With it off, when filtering to categories, WooCommerce will load the product category page and any active filtering will be lost. With it set to filter on page, it won't change from the inventory page when changing categories, instead adding the categories as a query variable. The final option is change page after Ajax, which means when filtering to categories, the Ajax request will load the corresponding category page without page change and add query vars to the URL to handle filtering. So here I have filtered to black cars, and if I now filter to used cars, it refilters and changes to the used car category and adds the appropriate query vars to the URL. I'll leave it like that. Okay, so now let's look at how all this works in practice with my specific options. I'll just go to the inventory page and we can see the full list of cars. To start, you can filter by price from both ends. So for example, we could drag the minimum up to around $30,000 and set the maximum to around $40,000. And when we click filter, it filters to the cars within that price range. We can also clear the price filters one at a time. So for example, if I just clear the $40,000 filter, we only see cars above the $30,000 level. I'll also just clear that filter. Filtering by brand is the next filter, and as we can see when we select a brand, it filters to that brand, and from Avada 7.15.2 and up, it adds the selection to the active filters. And when you select a brand, the other brands stay in the filter column because it lets you add brands and will show you results for your combined choices. To disable a brand, you just re-click it, or you can clear it in the active filters. So now if I filter by color, let's say white, we get all three white cars, and the other filter elements show what's still available. If I then filter by body type, let's say SUV, then one more car disappears, and we are left only with white SUVs. Finally, if I select the 4-star rating, we are left with a single car that matches all chosen filters. If I clear all these filters, let me explain how the query type works. On the color filter, which is an attributes filter, I set the query type to OR. So if I select black and then blue, it shows cars that are either black or blue. Now imagine I had a flashy Maserati in stock that was half black and half blue. It would have both black and blue in the attributes and would of course show up here. But if I then set the query type to AND, it would only show cars that are both black and blue, and then only the Maserati would display. If I filter now to new cars, the URL changes to the product category page because of my chosen global option, and we can see that it is also using our filtering layout section thanks to the conditions I applied to the layout at the start of the video. So if I clear the filters here, we are back on the new cars category page rather than the inventory page, and it's only displaying new cars and the appropriate filters. So make sure to watch that using Ajax filtering with WooCommerce products in Avada video I mentioned to understand how the global options affect how the filtering works. Now let's just have a quick look at how filtering works when you choose the Ajax on Submit global option. For that, we also need to add a button to our layout, which I have added dynamic data to, in this case, Submit Ajax Filter. I've also added checkboxes to the Woo filter by attributes/brand elements. So now on the front end, I can select a number of filters to refine my selection, such as black, sedan, with a 5-star rating. And now it's first when I click on Submit Filter that the filtering occurs, and my dream car displays. This setup is good for when users are making deliberate multi-step decisions. Finally, I want to show you an alternative way of adding Woo filters using an Avada Off-Canvas. If you check the Avada e-commerce pre-built on the shop page, we can see a filter buttons product. This opens an off-canvas containing the Woo filter elements. This was made possible with the addition of the Woo filter elements to off-canvases in Avada 7.14.3. So if I come back to the car dealer site and do a bit of video magic, we can now see a layout with no filter column but instead a filter cars button, which opens my off-canvas containing all the same Woo filter elements. Lots of choices for product filtering with Avada, WooCommerce and the Woo filter elements. Have fun. And that's it for this video. If you found it helpful, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more Avada tutorials and deep dives. And if you have any questions or need help, feel free to create a support ticket. Our team is always ready to help. As always, thank you for choosing Avada.